I'm so excited today. Actually, I'm excited every time I do a video for you guys. All the time. When I'm off camera though, it's like, this shit. I'm going home. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. I'm always excited even when I'm off camera and when I'm home with the family. This is who I am. Anyway, cool. We reached 10,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for bringing the channel to that. A little bit slow. Jeez, it's been like 4 years, man. I should be like 1 million subscribers, damn it. It's all good, man. The smaller, the more intimate. If I get too big, I'll probably lose my mind. The second thing is I'm COVID free. Man, I've been stuck at home doing builds with the kids. We've all been positive, but now we're all negative. But I'm staying positive. And I hope you guys are being safe too. Man, anyway, today we're gonna look at an architecture set. This one is from Cada. This is the smallest architecture set ever. So today we're looking at Cada's Master Series architecture set, the Buckingham Palace. CC61501, 1,000 pieces. This is the perfect size architecture set to put on your desk. It's like a shrunk down Buckingham Palace. It is absolutely amazing. The details on the front are so good. You guys have the set, no, I'm just totally joking around, right? You guys realize how big this thing is? Thank goodness for quarantine. I was able to build this in like 2 days, no joke. I was like having so much fun putting it together. You wanna see how big it is? Okay, let me just slide this out for you. Oh, now we're talking, man. Now we're like, is it connected there? Right there? Here we go. Look at that. Big now, right? No, it's not over yet, man. Oh my goodness gracious. Here we go. Is that big enough for you yet? Oh wait, I gotta connect it correctly here. There we go. Wow. It ain't over yet, man. You wanna see how big this one is? Ready for this? Here we go, look at that. Slide this in here. Can I connect it? Come on, Scottie, you can do it from this angle. I can't see from this side. There we go. So slid in, push, push, and back. Ta-da! Let's do that again. So this is Cada's Masters Architecture Series, the Buckingham Palace. C61501, 5,604 pieces. Dude, you gotta make sure you have a lot of room for this. I put this here in the office and I've completely ran out of room. Like, where am I gonna put it? I have to stay here on this table for a while. If you have been following me, you know that I do actually like architecture, even though I'm not like into architecture. Isn't that weird? No, seriously, if you guys don't like architecture, but you like building, give it a go or give one architecture set a go because there's like a lot of really cool techniques that you don't normally do in a normal set. Trust me, man, it's really different. This absolutely looks beautiful. It is stunning. It is super big. Yes, it is available on my store, Brickmeupscottie.com. You can also buy it from Cada. They do have an official store. Cada's really adamant on being like very close to Big L, okay? They think they're like top notch. They don't even want to be confused as the other brands. They're like, no, we are legitimate. Don't ever call us knockoff. I've seen them posted in some forums before, but that was pretty funny. Anyway, no joke, man. You've already seen my review for all the Cada initial D sets. No, I didn't do them all, but the initial D cards are still selling really well, so thank you so much. And the Steam Bun Shop, EXE Sandbox, waiting for your next design. And what else? There's the coffee shop, and there's another coffee shop from Oso Jang. And Cada's got a bunch of architects. Cada has a lot of sets, a lot of vehicles, man. Wait, I know what you're gonna ask me. Is it a repetitive build? Yeah, you could say it because everything kind of looks the same, right? This looks the same as this, looks the same as this. Thank goodness you built them kind of apart from each other, and one side is actually mirrored to the other side, so it has a little bit of a different feel when you're doing it. If I kept it all together, it would have definitely been repetitive. So don't worry about it if you feel like it's gonna be repetitive, because it didn't feel like that to me. And yeah, let me show you the manual. I don't know how big the box is. I don't have the box for this one. You get a stack of books. Not one book, a stack of them. They're all super thin. Boy, I feel like the Count from Sesame Street. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, count with me kids, 5, 6, and Is it the last one underneath here? 7. You'll get the 7 books with this set. Did there have to be that many? I think they actually could have condensed it down to like 3 books tops. But the book is actually, or the manual is really easy to read. In fact, they do the same thing as Big L. They're like 1 step for 1 page. Like that. It's kind of, come on, man, they can combine that together. But they want to make it easy for you. See, they want to hold your hand and be like, don't worry, we'll get through this in no time. Now, I should also mention, this is authorized by a designer named Tobias. Tobias Thime? Sorry, man, I don't know how to say your last name. Thime. If you can zoom in on that, I'll try to zoom in for you guys. There's all the history about him and why he's doing this, and that he's pleased to be working with Cada. It's like a dream come true. It's actually a dream come true for me too, because I get to build a set that you designed and it's authorized, and everybody's happy. No, it's still not Lego bricks. Get over it, sucker. You ain't gonna find this in the store. Go buy your Eiffel Tower. Yeah, I might grab that one too. It'll be interesting to put this side by side with the Eiffel Tower, right? I don't know where I'm gonna put the Eiffel Tower. Probably outside my office. Tobias, hats off to you. This was so much fun to put together, and I loved a lot of the techniques that are inside. And the one thing is, this video probably won't be that much longer because you see everything in front of you, and there's no details on the inside. But it's the way you put the windows together. It's very refreshing. Everything kind of on the inside that's hidden, and I thought that was great. Now, did I have any missing pieces? Yes. I was missing 1 light, man. At the very end of the build, I'm like, oh, dude, it's the last piece. And I was missing that piece. So I just replaced it with a sculpture thing here in the front. And speaking of the front, you do not have to use the section here in the front. Actually, I think it's really too big. And kind of a waste of space, to be honest with you. Like, really? I mean, it looks beautiful with the set, for sure. But that could have probably been shrunken down a lot. So if you want to save space, you can just totally put this away and then just use this part. That's fine. And the set breaks up into pieces, thank goodness. Because you could carry it like this if you wanted to, but it'll probably all split apart. I would not advise on doing this. But let me just show you how it splits apart. And I'll walk you through each section. So the entrance part, or the driveway area, or the walk-in area, can split apart into 3 sections. And it's quite raised up. Boy, this thing collects a lot of dust and magnet. And they use these long plates. You have to put a lot of pressure on that, or use a rubber mallet, or I just threw it on the floor and stepped on it and pushed it in. One side's already popping up. But thank goodness you can split apart. We'll come to those at the end. So as I mentioned, the sides here are all mirrored. So they're gonna be exactly the same, so we're gonna have to look at one. They can come off like this, come off like this. Then these 2 can come off like that. And like that. Very easy. Absolutely sturdy. Dude, I brought this to the office. I threw them in a bag and like nothing came off except for the fence on those sections. The buildings themselves, nothing came off these things. So super, super thick, very, very solid. I'm very happy with that. We'll start with the middle first, okay? An absolutely beautiful front. I like how it had the little tunnel underneath that goes all the way through. It won't be to scale. And I had to be brutally honest with you. When I was building this, I thought I was building Lego set, man. I was like, no, this was so comfortable to put together. It's really, but you still gotta make sure you look at each page and the parts you're gonna use, because sometimes it's like, uh-oh, I'm missing a piece here. This has to go back here. I'm gonna pull this apart. Because as simple as it looks on the outside, there's a lot of things going on the inside. I have never been to the UK. I have a lot of friends and family there. I wish I could go. This will probably be the place I'll check out since I built it. It is beautiful, right? Look at that. I will mention that the flower pieces that they use for part of the design, it's a different flower petal in the book. So just be aware of that. I don't know if they changed it or not. I like the top piece there, the little awning. They use little horns for the middle part. There's only 2 stickers in this whole set, and that's a flag on the top. Other than that, everything is just like all bricked out, which is great. I really like that. I like the look of the windows. The windows are actually my favorite part because they kind of slot in and then pieces in between kind of go upside down. What's interesting about the windows too, for all the windows, they're not using window pieces. They're just using clear bricks to make the windows. So I thought that was really good. That's just one of the things I was mentioning. Like the building part is so much fun. It has to be for you guys. You guys have to build it, and that's the enjoyable part about this set. It's not so much as me showing you the thing, it's a technique that goes into it, and I think it's really, really worth it. So if you want to go for your very first architecture and go big, this is the one to do it with. You can see on the side, gaping hole. It doesn't matter for the side because it's going to connect to these two buildings, but even if you just display this by itself, what's cool, the back also has a lot of detail on it as well. I'll put them all back together and I'll show you the back as well. Look at that. This side is totally different from the front. So you got pillars now in the middle, and I just like the overall structure. And you know what? This set might actually be a good mock because you can use all these pieces to design something even crazier. And you'll have a lot of these pieces left over, and it's almost like just one color. Now I'm gonna try to squeeze the camera here to show you from the inside how it looks, pieces hanging out there. You can certainly do a lot more on the inside too. Why not tile it up or like put more decorations on the inside, hang some lights in there. Speaking of time, there's a clock up there. Thank goodness they printed that just right. It's almost off alignment. And I actually really like the look of the top, like all the slopes or the way it's designed. It's not like they just made it flat and went, okay, we're just gonna make it like that. They really put some effort to making that look really good. And of course you have the flag, which is the only two stickers there. And oh, I like that, man. Durable. I think if you were to nitpick about this, it's just maybe it's quite raised up here. You might want to put it on a flat plate, but boy, you'll need like about 6 plates to get going with this one. And these are the sides that connect to it. They're exactly identical to each other. I was really worried. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to do this again like 2 more times. The good thing is, once you finish the first 2 off, it just kind of connects. You'll naturally do the other 2 like really fast. I was like, oh, that was really quick, and it felt different because it's mirrored. So everything kind of feels opposite. They're like, I kind of did this before, oh, but it's going in this direction. So we only need to see one of these. Let's look at the front there. Select the middle part. You have the tunnel that goes through and the guard post there, which is a nice touch. And it almost is kind of the same look with the awnings and the rails and the design. And I like how they use the bricks in between the windows. You might see a little bit of gap on mine because I remember I was like missing a couple pieces here and there. You know, I'm doing this at home and I have kids everywhere and they're grabbing all the pieces. I was like, oh, I found another piece on the floor. How do I get it back in the set? So I had to like kind of shift and pull things up. So mine might look a little bit more loose than normal, but trust me, everything fits in very fine and secure. All you have to do is just look at it and see for yourself, do you like this? And same thing with those windows, super fun because they kind of go like sideways and then pieces in between are gonna go upside down. And it's satisfaction, man. It's really good. And when you come to the back of this, once again, Tobias, you could have left this totally blank and flat. People probably still would have accepted it because I want to see the front and be like, that's beautiful. But you actually put effort into making all these windows there and it has a nice look to it. It's a little bit more plain, but it's like, cool, man. You didn't just phase out and be like blank. It almost feels good to put this on the back and look at it too. And even the top again, all those chimneys and the pieces being slanted down, very nice look to it. On the sides, it's same deal. You got a lot of gaps and holes, understandable. It's not meant to have details in there. It might have been cool to have like something hidden inside. You see right through there, it's like 2 layers. There's a lot of support on the inside, so you don't have to worry about this thing falling apart at all. I'm telling you, man, this thing is so freaking secure. It's like a brick. Okay, so we don't need to see this part anymore because this is exactly the same thing. It's just mirrored, see? So this last piece of the building, which I know no information about, except that it's a beautiful looking set. It's the end part. It's almost the same as the other ones with the window design and the brick pieces that they use, except it doesn't have rails. But what makes this super special is the side of it. This has a lot of detail on it. Even the awning or the rooftop part here is slightly different from the other ones. You have a little door that goes inside and pieces of the pillars that kind of protrude and stick out. A little bit of Technic pieces there. I put them side by side here together. There you go, pretty cool. The back is open here, but again, it is so secure. You can drop this thing. Should I drop the whole thing at one time? I know you guys want me to. I guarantee you nothing's gonna break off except for like the gate part. Built like a brick, like a Ford truck. The only other thing that's different is you got a little extra back there that sticks out a little bit, like almost like a little L-shaped thing going on. It's like a little room or an office. And when I stick the camera inside here, you can just see how different it looks. You see it's not being stacked up on each other. It's like technique going on in there that's holding everything down. And then you got the rooftop, which is totally different from all the other ones. It's great, there's a little bit of design to it. I like that look. It's not complex. If you reach your hand underneath like this, push up, you can kind of take it off there and get some access inside. Not that you really need to. That's kind of a cool little tiny feature. Maybe that's not even supposed to be a feature. Now you're wondering, like, can you get mixed up putting things backwards or on the wrong side? Not really, because you gotta remember, all the reds are gonna line up with each other. So it's not easy to get totally mixed up. So you might the first time be like, oh no, I put it on the wrong side. You'll see, it all lines up pretty well. So let me line this all back up here. Now that we're together. Okay. Very easy. You might want to actually add more Technic pins if you want to have it even more stable and be more durable. There. Now I'm going to show you the backside now. I don't want to put the park on because then I won't have room for it. Oh, look how long this thing is, man. As long as this table. Okay, look at the back. See, even though it doesn't have a lot of detail, as much as the front, it still adds up and it still looks really good from the back. So this is one that you might want to put in the centerpiece so everyone can just walk around and be like, holy shit, can I buy this in the Lego store? And you say, no, you cannot. This is from Cada. And yes, Cada actually prints their logos on all the little studs. Oh my goodness, this reminds me of the clock tower from Back to the Future, which I wish they would make next. We have enough DeLoreans, man. We need some set pieces. Come on. Now we'll slide this here. I gotta reach over to get this entrance section. I keep calling it a park, man. This looks like a park to me. The downside is, I think if they were used more 2x4 tiles, it would have cost probably a little bit more. But using big ones like that, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's really scuffed, very scratched up. And when you combine it together, it's quite dominant. You can really see that clearly. And could they have done something else to this? I don't know. I mean, it's cool as is. I just feel like it's kind of wasted space. That's just my opinion, man. This plate is kind of sticking out too. Get in there. Get in there. Maybe I didn't step on this one properly. I do like how they did this little entrance area with the little lights hanging down. Some of it might drop a little bit. This one's dropping. Don't drop. And I was missing one, but the rails look really good. The little bit gold in there. Someone was asking me, like, what's the pieces like behind the gate? That so the car can't come in? I don't know. Someone please answer me that question. There's not much else to say about this one. I could talk for another like 10 minutes and tell you the details and stuff. That's for you guys to enjoy. This one for sure. It's more about the building experience. Is it totally worth it? Is it totally fun? I think this one is actually one of my favorite architectures to build. It's just the space, man. Not a lot of people will have space for this one. Or it's good, you can break it down and like split it up. So you can put one section of the building in your bathroom, one section of the other building in your garden, you know? You can put this under your Eiffel Tower and let the Eiffel Tower go how many feet up? 5 feet? That's crazy, man. So now it is time for dimensions. I have pushed myself out of the frame. And look how big this thing is. I've already laid out all the base plates for you. Look at that. It's a monster, man. And the height for the bricks. So see if this will fit in your room. Good luck. So by length, you're looking at about 105 studs, roughly around there. You like how I put the road plates there on the side? Yeah, it didn't really work, but anyway, you get the idea. It's 105 studs by 48. So it's not so deep. And you can see the height bricks right there. It is around 23 bricks in height to the building. The flag is actually a little bit higher. Knock off the flag and problem solve for height. This actually might look good on your kitchen counter. There you go. You know what time it is? I'm gonna drop it. I actually think it's gonna be totally fine. I believe in this thing. I don't believe in the section that comes in front of it, so I'm not gonna drop that part. You ready for this? Let's do this. Get your beers ready. Let's go. Yeah, I told ya. Nothing would fall apart in this thing. Everything is totally intact. I'm telling you, man, this thing is a rock. I like that. You can drop the set and you'll be just fine. So there you guys go. Cada's Buckingham Palace. An absolutely amazing, almost flawless set, man. It's like really fun to put together. I highly, highly recommend it. I'm so sorry if I'm making you go out and buy this like right now. I swear, man, it's like really, really good and fun to build. Don't be intimidated by it. I was intimidated when I first got the bag. It's been in my house forever. I'm like, it's so big. I don't know if I want to start it, man. And it's gonna be repetitive and boring. It was absolutely a blast. Thank you so much, Tobias, for making this, designing the set, and Kaka for putting the set out. Awesome. I'm looking forward to much more. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back. I don't know with what. Something. Until next time, you guys, break me up. One of the many problems bringing sets to my office, pieces fly off everywhere, man. All the time. I think I got everything here. Forgot one thing. Light right there. It's very easy to get inside there. Like I put my whole hand inside this and be like, what time is it, yo? It's time to go to the Buckingham Palace.